And welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I'm Keith Korneluk.
And I'm Chris Kalazewski.
Folks, if you listen to the podcast, we've been doing this thing, the video show, the podcast, almost 7 years now. We've been waiting to say this to you for so long. The Los Angeles Kings are going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
That's right, Kings fans, back here after a huge Game 5. Went into overtime. What a great game. What a great moment for Kings fans. Here to talk about that game. Talk about the power play. Talk about Quick, Smith, Tippett, Sutter, everyone. Talk about this huge experience now. This is very awesome. Go Kings.
Here we go, episode 163. Woohoo!
All right, Kings fans. So, obviously, Game 5. Huge moment tonight. Chance to close out again, to win the Western Conference, go to the finals. We've been talking about this for weeks, Kings been up 3-0 for a while now. Been a little bit spoiled now. Coming into this game tonight, pressure still, solely on the Kings. Lost that heartbreaker at Staples in Game 4, 2-0. Looking to come back and play hard in this game, and make this happen because we've been waiting for this forever. It's tough, Keith, but I think we got this.
I think we do too, Chris. Not to be a fortune teller, but coming into this game, you knew the Coyotes were going to come out. Every game that they play against the LA Kings is a desperation game. It's a game where they could be eliminated, and sure enough, we traded goals. 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3. Jonathan Quick, definitely looked okay. Mike Smith battled tonight, absolutely kept them in it. And what a game by the Phoenix Coyotes. I really thought that they, played with their all. But, in the end, it's about the team that really has what it takes. It's the Los Angeles Kings. You got some outstanding performances tonight. Mike Richards, that whole line, the Carter, outside of that turnover that, led to the goal that Voinov really put in our net. Outstanding tonight. Dustin Penner. Earning that contract. Colton Toubert, who?
Yeah, it started the first period. It was looking a little iffy. You saw, again, a team that was just like, they wanted to win it more than the Kings did. They were all over it. They seemed to be like a step ahead of the Kings. And, I'm not going to lie. I felt like it was going to be another bad sort of experience. It felt like a lot like Game 4. The Kings just didn't know how to close out a game. It was a lot like the Game 4 game against the St. Louis Blues and the Vancouver Canucks. It was looking iffy.
Again, coming in, the power play still an issue. And, the Kings got a shorthanded goal by Handshake off a great shot by Drew Doughty. Drew Doughty having a Norris caliber game tonight, finally earning that $7 million paycheck. But the power play still not able to get it done, which is very concerning. We have now 5 shorthanded goals in the playoffs and 6 power play goals. Chris, when have you ever seen that kind of differential?
I've never.
NHL 12 on the Xbox?
Yeah, maybe. No, it's definitely concerning, But the thing I liked again tonight about the Kings was they were able to respond every time that a team, took the lead. It seemed like the other team, was able to respond within minutes. That was a little crappy, for Kings fans, but. Overall, it was a fantastic game to watch as a hockey fan, as a Kings fan. I know it was a little sketch, but it was a great game. Coming into the second, it was a little bit more of the same. Where it was back and forth, and the Kings were able to respond every single time though. And this is the first time they really had faced adversity at all.
Yeah, no, definitely. And, going into the third is when I really started to get the sense that I think the Kings have this. They dominated a lot of the play. Now, that said, the Phoenix Coyotes against the Nashville Predators outshot pretty much every game. They still figured out a way to get it done. Yeah. So that was definitely a concern in the back of my head as a pessimistic Kings fan that's been a season ticket holder through the days of Precinct and, Calder. But going into overtime, we talked last episode that the Kings really need to figure out a way to get under their skin the way they did the first few games. And sure enough, a very questionable to some hit by Dustin Brown onto Michael Roosevelt knocks him out. A lot of people were saying knee on knee, kind of looked like thigh on thigh. To me, it was a good hit. Even the people on NBC were saying it was a good hit. But that seemed to really rattle their cage. And sure enough, 50 seconds later, Chris, who gets the game winner? Dustin frickin' Penner.
I know we've been saying this since January. What a huge step up. We've been waiting for this during the overtime today. It just kind of felt like it was sort of tilting towards the Kings. it just had the feel it was inevitable the Kings were going to score, and there was a couple questionable moments. Doughty had that weird penalty with Whitney holding onto a stick. What looked like to me, and he was all fired up, smashing his stick on the ground. Which I love the energy there, but I want to relax a little bit.
Draw
there.
it on sportsmanlike penalty.
Yeah, don't break your stick and slash someone in the face or something like that. And also a weird. Offsides, it was called, when the Kings were looking like they were really going to take over and score the game winner right there. So it's like, even with that, what's sort of coming out to be a questionable hit, I still think everything was awesome. I don't see anything it's going to be suspension worthy or fine worthy or anything like that. I mean, it was a legit win. I mean, the Kings, Dustin Penner, what a fantastic moment. This is one of these things we're going to be watching over and over again. That Penner goal. Penner etched into Kings history.
Absolutely. Final score being 4-3 Kings in overtime. A few interesting tidbits in the handshake line. Usually it's respectable. It was in St. Louis. It was against Vancouver. Today a lot of people had some things to say to Dustin Brown. Clearly they were agitated. I get that. They lost in the Western Conference Finals. You got to show a little respect. You're hockey players. You're not NFL players. Sorry, football fans. But, you are respectable, but that wasn't shown there. But to me, something I've never seen as a Kings fan is us being presented with the Campbell Trophy. Very special. Dustin Brown did not touch it, which doesn't mean anything, Kings fans. I mean, if he did touch it, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So we're moving on. We're going to be right back at you. May 30th is Game 1 against the Stanley Cup Finals. Very concerning. Every game is at 5 p.m. Pacific. I don't know how you're going to make the game. And we're looking at New Jersey or the New York Rangers. So our question of the day is, Kings fans, who do you want to see in the Stanley Cup Finals? The New Jersey Devils or the New York Rangers? Leave your comments, as always, downstairs.
I just want to say what Luc Robitaille did back in '93, and that was a huge moment in Kings history, and that's that we're going to the damn finals. That was a huge moment. Reliving that again and make way for that third banner. I don't know if they need to move the Sparks stuff
A little bit
aside or out completely, but there is a third banner for sure going up at Staples, and we'll have the Kings name on it.
All right, Kings fans, it's that favorite time of yours, a time when we say goodbye to a team not named the Los Angeles Kings. So here we go. It is the Phoenix Coyotes in another edition of See Ya.
Phoenix, you had a good run. You made Bettman proud, and you made it even look like you had a couple fans in the arena, but you sucked. So see ya.
Desert Dogs. What a cute little comeback that was. You robbed us of the sweep in Game 4, and you made things look interesting. Well, it wasn't. You suck. See ya.
Coyotes. Before the series started, people actually liked Coach Tippett and Shane Doan and Mike Smith. Well, not anymore, you whiny thugs. So we got to say here from KingsCast, see ya!
Phoenix, think you're irrelevant in the NHL landscape? You are. You're even irrelevant in the Phoenix landscape. So have fun at the Lynx next week while we're shooting for the cup. So we got to, one more time, say to you, see ya!
All right, Kings fans, I want to give a special shout out to 10 Simmer 10, our good friend on YouTube and following the show for several years. He suggested that we go with gray cups instead to go
I think
for
it was silver, actually.
Yes, silver/gray for the Stanley Cup. Thank you for that suggestion. And we are definitely playing for the Stanley Cup, so suck it, everyone else.
There we go. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's right at the top of your screen. You'll get the latest videos, the latest goodies from the KingsCast. And we'll be right back at you May 30th, maybe a little before with a few goodies. We'll see how that works. Are we lazy? Maybe. Who knows? I'm Keith Korneluk.
And I'm Chris Kalasiewski.
Stanley Cup is coming to Los Angeles. Thank you for watching Overtime by the KingsCast.